almost outsped the bot. You just got to get on stream before it starts. Start typing the offline. How you doing, Tana? My music is loud, but I'm feeling it. Oh, I'm probably also quiet. There we go. That's probably better. There we go. Thunder. Catching the beginning. Heck yeah. Give me a second. I need to set a few things up here. Oh crap, I didn't run the ads. Sorry, y'all. I watched day one of Streamer University. It's entertaining. Not educational for me because I'm not content creator, obviously. Dude, it's funny because let me actually turn down my music now. I watch mostly just Ludwig stuff. And his stuff is great, but it's really funny because if you look at like the whole thing, it's like so much drama. I have a feeling that a lot of it's just like crazy, like a reality TV show. You're loud and clear. Army matey. Student University, they have that. Yeah, Kai Cenat, the like probably biggest streamer on Twitch. At it or hosted it, the thing, yearly event. Yeah. Only found out about last week. Me too. He killed it. He really did. Yeah, watching his I just watch his VODs mostly, or not his VODs, but just like the sort of like edited VODs on Ludwin, his like second channel. I guess I'll just go to my face here. Because why not? Watch his day one. Yeah. Dude, so freaking good. He did a great job. Yeah, I've been watching a lot of it, and it's kind of good because it's making me think about my stuff more. It's interesting because, like, the biggest thing is, well, first of all, good morning. Hello. Welcome in. How are you doing today, Tuna? How are you doing, Thunder? How are you? Hello, hello. It's interesting because it's making me reflect on just like my creative process. It is interesting though, because like I think a lot of people are like yeah, you can make viral videos. But the trouble is, like, I think it's probably relative, like I could make just viral videos But I think the problem is making my content viral, right? Like, I could be like, oh, I'm gonna make a video where I do blah blah blah. I review, or I like let chat pay for Amazon. I like use my credit card and go on Amazon and buy whatever they want, right? Like that's like a typical stream, like a typical streamer thing, right? But like, but like that's not my content, right? So I think that's like, it's like, how do I make my content viral versus how do, like, it's easy to make, not easy, but like it's easier to make a viral video when you just go for virality, but it's different when you translate it to the content you want to be doing. Watch this day one. I think it's rough though. A lot of the advice I don't think applies to you. I think it gives me things to think about. Maybe his first one, not so much. His one on YouTube, because so all his classes are sort of similar, because like technically I think he had like a week to prepare and he like literally was making the slides the day of. But the YouTube stuff, he did one on YouTube, and that one was good. There's been some wild stuff happening though. I love to watch clips. Yeah, I watched the one where he was like watching some of the clips. There's some crazy stuff. I was just watching some of like other people's experiences right before I came on stream. Like, I guess there's some crazy drama, huh? Freaking insane. People are crazy. Freaking clip farming. Not everything is content, like they said. Yeah, true, exactly. Don't become so content brained. I'm glad I'm a well-adjusted human being. You know, mostly well-adjusted at least. I mean, Ludwig's last class is basically about that. It's like, be a person. I'm getting some stuff together here so we can, I think I want to jump right into drawing. I think being yourself is a great tip. Yeah, I think it's true. I think the problem with like be yourself is slightly like, it's weird advice, because like, if I say like me being myself, like obviously I have to be like, being yourself I think is one thing. I think some people confuse that with like, I'm trying to think of how to like phrase this, because like if I just keep making the same content and expect to like continue to grow, I don't think I will, right? Like if I just keep doing this forever, I don't think this is it. But I think you can be doing things differently while still being yourself, I guess, right? Like, but like, I think a lot of people take the advice as like of be yourself as like, don't change anything, and like just keep doing what you're doing, because whatever you're doing will eventually work. But I think it does require work to get where you want to go. I don't know. I think that's so it's just interesting advice, right? I share way too much about myself here, but things are looking up for me right now. I have a therapy appointment and I found a few jobs to apply for. Heck yeah, Tuna, that's awesome. No, I actually appreciate hearing that. I think that's good. I was worried about you, honestly. Like Ludwig seems to be himself mostly and have fun playing the dick sometimes, but then you hear Ray, for example, she's surprised by what a nice dude Ludwig is. Well, he's just Well, he's just expected to be him. Yeah. No, he was great. It was really good. That was the advice I got for making friends. Didn't work well. Just be yourself. I think that's the thing, is like sometimes people's self are, and this isn't me applying this to you, Thunder, but sometimes people's selves aren't good. Sometimes you need to do better. But I think the idea is like, don't lose your humanity over just like trying to be the best, right? Or trying to, like, in your pursuit of stuff, don't lose your humanity, I think is probably a better way to say it, right? It's only oversharing if you didn't want to share, or it's just like incredibly inappropriate. But yeah, agreed. Didn't think it was true that, I don't think it's true that you won't blow up, because he said you do need to get lucky. Yeah, that's part of it, but I feel like if I got a rate of like, I don't know, 1,000 viewers or whatever right now, I don't think this content would necessarily blow up. I think, I mean, one of the biggest stats he gave was like, by the time people are off of Streamer U, which is a huge like opportunity, right? By the time like a year from now, the average gained viewers by each person is 4. Like, I don't think getting like lucky necessarily in that sense would, like, if I got a huge raid right now, I don't necessarily think I'd retain those viewers per se. Maybe I would, but I don't think I would. I don't think I'm there yet, which is fine. I'm still me, and I'm happy with who I am, but I also think that the content I'm creating needs to improve, if that makes sense. Sorry, I'm trying to find some stuff so we can actually like get working and not just yap all day today. We can yap, but I think I'm gonna draw and yap at the same time, hopefully. So I'm trying to get my patch notes up. I think we're drawing the Wraithling today. Hello, Nova. Hello. Good morning. How are you? It's about getting ready to capitalize on the results of the luck. Yeah, I also think you can increase your luck. I think we've talked about this before, but yeah. They aren't the right people. True. Ludwig often just yaps. He's popular, yeah. But I get what you mean. I'm losing the context already. I'm too far behind. This first stream, yes, but the videos, I think you'd retain a solid viewer base. Yeah, that's true. If I just keep posting, I think honestly, yeah, I think my videos are good. Yeah, and that's the interesting thing is like, I've been thinking like, I think my biggest problem is I'm expecting like the thing like I've gotten in my head the most about, and I've been trying to reflect on this because like I haven't been posting a ton, is the fact that I think I was posting videos and hoping to get popular quickly. You know, it's like, oh, like hopefully I just post one video and then all of a sudden like I'm famous, you know. I don't want to be famous necessarily. I honestly just want to be making money off of what I make, right? That's literally the I want to be sustainable so I can keep doing this, right? I don't care about the fame necessarily. You know, it's nice, but I'm not really someone who's like super attention seeking. Where was I going with that? Yeah, so I think my videos are good. I just think I was expecting too much from them and I got demoralized by that, to be honest. And I'm trying again. We're gonna see how it goes. I've been editing a lot more. I got 5 shorts done yesterday, which was good. And I edited a little bit of audio from a video that I had recorded, like audio wise. Well, I guess audio and like video of me talking to camera, but I haven't like done anything else with it. So that's exciting. That's good. I at least got it all chopped up, got rid of like a lot of the excess stuff. I think if the raid was very similar content, it could work out, but still might not. Yeah. No, true. Yeah, I mean, like, here's the thing, like, I've seen other people get raided by big streamers, and like, you kind of know when they're gonna pop off. You know, there's some that you raid and you're like, they're not either charismatic or enough, or like there's just something not you know, they're just not doing well enough. They're not like reacting like well enough, or well, not reacting, but like not I don't know, I guess charisma is a thing, like a big thing about it, but like yeah, I feel like you can kind of tell when someone gets rating. You're like, oh yeah. I feel like I'm not like a hugely like, I don't think I grab people super quickly. I think I have, I don't know, it's interesting to like figure out what I have, like what is my superpower, you know? Like, what am I good at? And everyone's like, I think the compliments I've gotten the most are like being genuine, right? But it's like, I don't think genuine necessarily gets you, genuine doesn't get you views quickly, I don't think. I don't know, it's interesting. Just to think about, right? Not to trying to like optimize my personality or anything, you know? Obviously need to be more consistent with videos, right? Yeah, because your videos are incredible. Don't let anybody tell you otherwise. Yeah, I don't think most people, I think, tell me my videos are good. So I honestly just need to keep at it. But yeah, I don't know. No, I was just an odd kid, 100% just weird. Feel it. Me too, still am, yes, indeed. And I thought about it, your YouTube channel is great, and I don't think you should stop what you're doing there. Yeah, or center it around streaming. Yeah, I guess that's fair. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I think I probably just need to keep going, be more consistent with what I'm doing. But the thing about centering it around streaming isn't so much for because I just think it would help. Like, I could create the content while streaming and not have to be like spending 3 hours doing something different than what I'm doing on my YouTube, right? Like, because I could be sitting editing for 3 hours instead, and I'd probably get a lot more done. Maybe. I don't know. I think, honestly, the biggest thing, though, is my mental block, but I am my own worst enemy right now. Everyone's dream, indeed, indeed. And 100 people into... Add 100 people into here and watch beats dyslexia fire up. Yeah, it would be awful. You definitely could make a second channel that's more streaming based. Yeah, I was thinking about that. I was honestly thinking about putting my streams on a second channel, but at the same time, like, unsure how I feel about that. I know a lot, like, most people do that, but I don't really know. But, like, other people are uploading their VODs as, like, main videos and not, like, in the live category. I don't know. I think YouTube's trying to fix that with their whole, like, shows thing, but maybe not. I don't know. That's what I'm most afraid of. Chat would go so fast, he'd never catch up. I mean, if I got rated, I would just be like, I wouldn't read everything. There's no way. I would just be reading what comes up first. Streaming is ruthless. Your superpower is being nice to me. Me specifically. There you go. Being loud and reactive is pretty guaranteed to get you noticed, but it's not sustainable if you're not. It's not your personality. Yeah. It's not even. I'm not even saying like loud and obnoxious or whatever. You know, like loud and you know reacting well. It's more. I think there's people who just have a vibe that you're like, wow, I like watching this person, you know, some sort of X factor that you can't really account for, which I think is, I guess, just like a natural charisma. That's just like, that's just hard to isn't like it's hard to train that skill. You capture people's attention is what you mean. I don't know. Maybe. I don't know exactly what I mean. Oh, sorry. I just accidentally hit the button. Sorry, I was trying to get my thing going. We'll go here. I'm on vacation watching your stream anyways, so it's not on you. Yeah. Oh, hi. I have to get down. Can you hold our attention? Don't you time us out. No, sorry. I didn't mean to. It's, I guess, yeah. I guess it's like capture and hold people's attention. There's just like a few times... Anyways, bye. I should get a cowboy hat. Yeah, I don't know. I'll tell you what. I just think that there's I honestly don't know how to explain it. I've seen some bigger streamers raid smaller streamers, and you can almost instantly tell if they're going to be successful or not. Because you're like, like, I don't know if it's like how they react or if it's just like who they are or what, but I don't know. It's just interesting. Anyway, we're doing I think this is just this color, yeah. Yeah. I join people's streams because you rated them. Yeah, for sure. Like there's some, I guess, just like an infectious personality, right? Like it's just like someone who's just like I don't know, that just like, I don't know, I think you just like instantly tell that they're fun to be around. You know? I don't know. I don't know if I have that necessarily. I think I'm like partly too chill to be honest, but like speaking of, like I feel like Marcy's a good one, right? Like we raid her and she's like very excited to see you and whatever, right? And I think Thunder is at least there a bit, right? Like you like she's a good example. I'm not sure on that. If I watch you because I like who you are as a person or because of who you are as a streamer. I don't think there's much of a difference, to be honest. I mean, I guess you can mean like the content I put out, right? The content I make versus like who I am. When are we getting new music? Nothing against the current music, of course, but just wondering. I don't know, Tebow, when are you gonna make me a soundtrack? We've tried other stuff. Like, I tried the fantasy D&D stuff, and that was like, eh. I need to actually look for it, but... I don't know. I feel like I've been, honestly, the biggest thing is like I've been feeling like every now and then I'm like, man, I should just play like actual music I like. Celtic, right? I couldn't make the vibe you wanted. Celtic, right? I mean, that was like I feel like stream could be different, right? But that was like the AAE idea of music, right? The people I follow and stick around with have always been people who talk to me specifically in chat and seem interested. Yeah, I think that's one of like the biggest things I think smaller streamers don't do. For small streamers, I feel like interacting with people is one of like the biggest powers you have over a large streamer. I think it's a mistake when you don't talk to your chat as a small streamer, at least, because I think that's what you have over a larger streamer. And I think you can easily gain people by just like asking them how their day is. You know, speaking of which, how's everyone's day going? I've been trying to be better about that. That's like, see, like that's an interesting thing. Like, it's like, oh yeah, be yourself. But like, I'm trying to make sure I ask everyone how their day is. Is that like, that's technically altering who I am, but it's not a bad way. I don't know. It's just interesting. Well, I guess that's maybe not how I am, who I am, but just how I interact. But who are we? But how we interact with people. Because I already read that. Oh wait, no, because you interact with all of us, so I definitely adds more personality and attachment. Yeah, that's something I try to do specifically. Well, I'm on vacation anyway now. Tebow, I'm only kidding. You don't have to make me music. I'm just messing with you. I guess if anyone has suggestions, if you find copyright-free music that you think would be cool for the stream, then we could do it. But I don't specifically have anything right now that I've like found that I'm like, yeah, this. I mean, I could just start playing like Epidemic sound music that I have, but it's like, because it's like it's all royalty free. I don't believe I need to do anything different on that, but or don't think I have to even credit. I just play it, but that's exactly what I mean. Yeah, and I was wondering how you'd feel about Beats if he had a high viewership when I joined. Yeah, I mean the biggest thing is that once I you know what, we'll say once I was gonna say if I, but no, once I get bigger, we'll manifest it. Once I get bigger, we'll like I won't be able to interact with people as much, right? And that's like but like at that point, like hopefully my content is good enough to stand on its own. Because I think you can like build a community and that's good, but eventually, like, yeah, at a certain point, like I won't be I won't be able to interact with people as well as I can right now. Like when everyone's interacting, like I almost can't get to that level as well because I just can't read fast enough. Because you won't be able to talk to us specifically. I think honestly, even when you're at like 100 viewers, people can still be good at it. Because I think you can still interact with people relatively well if you just, like, if you just read enough chat. I think at a certain point, when you get like 1,000 viewers, it's like, okay, you read one in every, you know, X number of chats. You know, I don't care much about background music for streams. I find it more distracting, to be honest. Yeah, that's true. Never expect people to acknowledge me if I join a live stream, but when they do, it does feel cool. Exactly. And to be fair, realistically, with any celebrity, we all know you, but you don't know us. Yeah, the parasocial aspect. This community is slightly different as we're decently active on Discord, though. Yeah. I like if it's not too distracting. Yeah, I mean, I like that it's like instrumentals and stuff, you know? I think it's good. Yeah, just need to figure out how to get your streaming content there. Yeah. The music is awesome for drawing or focusing, but slightly distracting for me. Trying for the stream for... The music is awesome for drawing or focusing, but slightly distracting for the stream for some. Yeah, me as well. This music, the music I'm playing, or music in general. Manifest it. Said many, many hippies I've traveled around with. At 100 viewers, a lot of them don't end up talking. Yeah, I think like there have been some people who I think still talk. Still talk to their viewers, and I think that's important. But I think there's a lot that just like let it slide by. I don't know. I guess it also just depends on your vibe. But I think a stream like has the interactivity portion, which is not something you're getting out of anything else, and I think it's important. Oh, the viewers aren't talking. Yeah, right. You're not getting 100 viewers worth of talking for sure. It's still like, I don't know, a percentage of those viewers who are not just like lurking. Beats knows me better than I know him at this point, I'm pretty sure. Probably, because I don't share as much, but yours, but it's fine. Oh, yeah. Wait, what? Oh, my music. That's fair. Distracting during like conversation or distracting? It's awesome for drawing or focus, but slightly distracting. Oh, like, yeah, for talking. Okay. Understood. Yeah, I mean, I feel like... I wonder if it's distracting because is it because it's... I don't know, why do you think? I'm just curious. I'm not I'm just curious, I guess. Manifestation is mostly just about building that confidence within yourself. 100%. Yeah, I'm not actually expecting the universe to just do all the work for me. Should probably start drawing. Okay, we're doing the a wraithling. The idea is that it kind of mimics the other magic. I will continue this conversation, but I want to be actually drawing while I'm doing it. We're trying to mimic the magic deck here, or the chaos deck, which is very magic based. We have this creature who has got a bunch of different colors. We've got the spell siphoner, which has a special arm, glowing eyes, etc. And we have the Scourge Vessel, which is, again, a glowing arm and scary eyes. So I think me and Tuna were talking about it on... it's actually been a few streams now, but the idea is that the creature is like a skull with an arm. I don't know exactly how that's gonna work. And I think just a singular arm, because that's just kind of how it's been working. But I think that's a fun concept. I don't know exactly how we sorry, yawn. I don't know exactly how we like make that work, but I almost imagine it's just like this, and then like a head. Let's just do a thumbnail kind of idea. Skull, and then like I want it like its arm. I guess maybe it's the arm is behind it, and it's kind of just like dragging itself, you know. Beefy arm. I mean, something as simple as that. It's a minion, so it doesn't need to be like too crazy, but there's often moments in the stream where I come back from doing something myself and I see like 10 viewers, but only Tuna's been chatting. It's about true, yeah. We do get 10 viewers every now and then. It's actually, I think we've been slightly falling off, to be honest. That's okay. I think I just need to keep posting stuff on YouTube, because I think that's the only way we get more viewers. It's great for doing something myself, but actively watching, I'm hearing the music more than you. I mean, that could just be it being too loud, to be honest. I think I used to have it slightly quieter, but then Toot cried about it, so now he's not even here. I used to think I had it like maybe like a touch lower, like that. But then like I don't even know if it's hearable, you know. I can be master lurker sometimes. Bean cannot. That's Bean's cue to appear out of nowhere. Your chat is more active than streamers that are way bigger. True, because you're really good at getting engagement at this level. Yeah, I think that might be true. I don't know. But the key would be how to apply that skill to higher viewership levels. Yeah. Listening while doing chores. Yep, exactly. Let's actually do some work while you stream. Yeah, let's get working, indeed. Anyway, I would love your opinion on this thought. Just a skull with an arm. The arm, again, won't be this beefy, probably. It's kind of going to be more gangly. Tiba, I don't know if you you noticed, but I think we talked about that. Me and Tuna were talking about this. The idea was like we took the spell siphoner, which has like Bean, Faust has been summoned. Where are you? Yeah, the I kind of replicated your style for like the hands and arms and whatever, and then I've been applying it to the new creatures. Obviously, like the spectral arm was kind of my idea, but the style of it was yours. So now I'm kind of just like, I'm kind of you're influencing the entire deck. Sorry, I was getting out. Oh, sorry, I was sitting outside and my mom decided to start talking to me. How dare she? Yeah, dang it. Moms, am I right? Worth it. It's cool. Yeah, yeah. Yo, Bean. It worked. We summoned him. Did you no, you didn't actually direct message him. It worked. Speak of Bean and he shall appear. We're just talking about you behind your back. Thunder was like, I can be a good lurker, and then I was like, Bean can, and that's his cue to just appear out of nowhere, and then Thunder summoned you, and then now you're here. Thunder's here? Yeah. Look up like 4 messages. 5 messages. Holy crap. Holy quab. I'm astounded. Thunder beans. They're good for you. Do we like this idea? Just like a arm with the skull arm? I feel like it needs to be like more dynamic pose, but I don't know how dynamic of a pose you can make with his skull and skull with an arm. The only thing I think I could do is maybe like give it more of like a shoulder-ish sort of deal, but it's kind of spectral, so it doesn't really matter. I'm forgetting my bones. It's 1 big bone here and then 2 small bone, or 2 other bones here. There we go. Bones. Sorry, I'm just trying to understand this. Race, ethnicity, or religion. The Grand Wizard. Oh, may not be the... Oh. Oh. Understood. Okay, we'll allow it anyway. God dang it, Tuna. Hello guys, group hug, hello. Sorry, I was trying to catch up. That's actually a sick idea for a game. Oh, speaking of sick idea for a game, I still need to actually look at your thing, don't I? Yeah, I definitely need to look at that. I forgore. I've been a busy boy. I'm afraid it's a flying visit. Bean is grinding. Heck yeah. I'm glad you're getting stuff done. Oh my god, okay. Sorry, I'm just getting whatever. Anyway. The left looks like a giant horn, I think. I mean, obviously this is just like... We'll make it look better. Obviously this is just a frickin' whatever. I feel like maybe the arm can be coming up more, like coming more out of the... I mean, it could just literally be coming out of the forehead, but I feel like that doesn't make sense for the other creatures. So I feel like... I don't know. That's probably gonna look more like a horn if it's just coming out like that. I feel like it needs like something to connect it here, you know? I'm trying to figure that out. I want to give you all a little hug. Well, hugs back, Bean. Could also make it literally using an arm as a single leg. Yeah, I suppose that is another option where it's just like, I don't know, I feel like that's gonna look too silly. I kind of like it just like crawling more like, so skull and then like a like an arm. Yeah, this is just gonna look too silly, I think. Like a monopod. That's just gonna be too silly. I can't, whatever. Thunder the Grand Wizard, but not the top racist way, literally wizard. Yeah, I've been getting more rambunctious, it's true. Grand Wizard, I hope not. Thinking of the people with the funny pointed at hoods. What did I say? You said Grand Wizard. It's apparently a band or a auto-moddable term. You're going swimming soon. Oh no. Nice. Swimming's fun. Goat horn is equal giant horn. You did write that, did you not? Okay, you did. Understood. I'm like, I didn't dyslexically read that. It'd be silly, but I love how cute little sillies. I think it's cute, but it's like, this looks like a spore creature creator thing. I think I like this way better. Like, as far as evil character design is not equal to. I know what you meant. I know what you meant. I got you, Tebow. Don't worry about it. I meant like equal to as like the thing that you said is not the thing that you meant to say. No, you didn't. I read it and I interpreted it the correct way. I meant to say goat. Did I read giant? I could have sworn I read goat and I'm so lost. Did I read it wrong the first time? Anyway, I don't even care anymore. You're a giant. I read goat in my mind. That's the weird part. Or maybe I read it wrong the first time and I think I reread it and then it made more sense. But I see that. Like a goat horn. Let me actually look at that. Oh yeah, Beats, you should do the homework for Ludwig's Streamer University stuff as an exercise. I could. Yeah. I think the arm has to be on the back side so the face is still visible. I'm just trying to think of the best pose for the arm here and like where it should be. I guess let's just, hold on. Give me a second. Let me do this. Let me draw it like I'm drawing a skeleton for a second. There's like spines. And then there's like this. Little clavicles. How does the... I guess there's a shoulder blade, right? The shoulder blade would be behind the clavicle kind of deal. And then there, the arm would connect. I don't think that really looks that great, though. The bone would connect here. And then this would go like this. I'm just trying to understand how I want to design this creature. And then like the wrist bone and then like all the little fingies. Yeah, I think the bone, like the arm bone, should connect directly to the neck, I think. So it should be kind of like this. Is like what you should see. Genuinely valuable, yeah. I did it last year, more or less, because I was part of like a group who was doing like YouTube stuff and was like, what is your goal? I think it was what was my goal for this year, and my goal was to I don't know, it was pretty lofty. It was big, but like probably not too big to actually achieve, but I just didn't achieve it. So like, I don't know. But I don't know. I should. I definitely got like way too demoralized to be, if I'm being completely honest. It's probably good to just actually say that, to be honest. It's like I should say how I actually how it's actually been going, because like I don't even know if it was I don't think it was a lack of time per se. It was a lack of like prioritization. I've been doing other things for sure. But I definitely got demoralized from like just some videos performing like horribly. Not horribly, but just not as well as I would have hoped. Stream chat, the one that, oh, yeah, let's see. Stream chat. Ah, yeah. Yeah, I was kind of thinking that too, but it's like kind of hard to like make the bones work the proper way to make it look like that. I guess I could have it come up higher. Maybe that is an option. But yeah. All right, see ya, Tebow. Appreciate you being here. See you when I see you. Have fun in the water. The old beach. Yes, son of a beach. I don't think it makes sense coming out of its head, but maybe we can do that. Like arm being a little bigger looks better. Maybe the head being like slightly rotated too might look better. Like it's actually like crawling. Yeah, it looks better. Pool. No, Lucky Beach. Never mind. I thought for some reason why did I think beach? I forgot about that. Like half of you hate the beach for some reason. Feel that the demoralization. Yeah, YouTube's rough. It's hard. I think I'm ready to take another stab at it though, which is part of it's like the money thing, honestly. Like the like my mortgage payments coming up, and that's a lot of money, and it's hard to feel like I can keep doing what I'm doing when I'm just losing lots of money. It's like, yeah, I'm working my side job, but probably need to work more for next year's payment because like I had stuff saved up, and it's just like it's really rough. I don't know. It's difficult. I don't care to make this like perfectly realistic. I don't think. It should be slightly cartoonish still. I don't even know if I want to give it teeth necessarily. Maybe I do. I want to give it different teeth though. Slightly less. Do I want to do it like pointy teeth? Well, it's not a dumb thing to worry about. Assets versus liabilities, what is making money and what is costing. It would be nice to get your streaming up to the point of being an asset. Yeah, that's the problem. That's the thing. Like, it's unnecessary worry in the fact that, like, I just get demoralized rather than like work harder. You know, I should be working harder to like make the stream work, and instead I'm kind of just like, I don't know, I shut down instead is the problem. I mean, I still work, I just don't think I work on the stuff I need to. Don't burn out. I think I did. I think I was burnt out, I think is the problem. I think that's why you haven't seen me post a YouTube video in forever. Like a real one. Like I posted some that were like filler content, more or less, but I think I was definitely burned out. Like truly. Not even just like a little burnout. Like I haven't done like one of my like video essay sort of things, and it's not even really a video essay. It's like a video essay devlog hybrid sort of thing. And I think honestly, the ceiling is pretty high on those. I think the best example, and I brought this up before, is Aya's like, is water real video or whatever it is. I wonder how many views it's at now. Yeah. This is not water. The biggest lie in video games. 3 million views. It's the same sort of format as my videos, right? It's like talking about a concept in games through the lens of his games, right? That's or his game and his experience making games. And it's an awesome video. And that's kind of what my videos are. Some I think I go too far into my own content though. But I do think though, if I keep pursuing that, like the route there is just the route there is that just makes me a YouTuber. I don't think that turns me into a streamer, really. I don't know what I want from that anymore. Like, do I want to be a streamer? Do I want to be a YouTuber? So it is interesting. Do you do A/B testing too? Sometimes. I honestly am unsure of how to feel about it. I've heard like a mixture of things, whether it's actually a good thing to do or not. And I've kind of gotten lost on whether it's like something I should do. And honestly, I almost don't know if it makes sense as a smaller creator to do. Because I don't think you get enough information from a video with 200 views. You know? And then that just like makes you unsure even more. And I think you just kind of have to follow what other people are doing. In a sense, like content wise. I don't know. I almost think it's just not, it's not worth trying to do the A/B testing thing. Maybe I'm wrong. I don't know. I'm back. You'll never guess what. Call. Don't have context, but I think this whole old god development process can make for a great video. Yeah, I mean, sort of. Yeah. Sorry, I'm thinking it through. Let me consider. Yeah, I mean, basically the context I was saying earlier is that, like, I think making a video that's just straight up a devlog is just not going to get you popular. I'd say it's a coin flip 200 times. You might get 70 heads, but if you flip it 20,000 times, you'll get much closer to 50, right? Yeah. Exactly. Sample size is everything, exactly. So I feel like the A/B testing, honestly, is probably a misnomer for new creators because, honestly, I think analytics in general is a misnomer for new creators, but I could be wrong in that. I don't know. This guy should have a thumb. Misnomer is also the wrong word, but, you know, whatever. I think, attempting to use analytics, I think, is probably just bad for small creators. Until you actually start making videos that work. That's why, like, one of Ludwig's advice of, like, just steal people's, thumbnails and titles and stuff is good advice because you know it works. And obviously you shouldn't like steal something one for one, but I'm trying to look at like what I did here. But taking what you can of something that works rather than I think it really is just like bad advice to be looking at analytics. I think it's just toxic and doesn't actually help you early on. But I don't know, maybe I'm wrong. And it probably depends on who you are, to be fair. Ad break, I'll be back. Oh, is it an ad break? Wait, why is it? Oh, crap. All right, I'll take a break too. BRB. I don't know why it didn't tell me. Did it not tell me? It didn't. I must not have streamer bot open. Okay, be right back.
Randomness. It's what makes card games so interesting to play. The simple act of shuffling and drawing cards creates unpredictable outcomes, providing a unique and exciting experience every time. But what happens when this randomness becomes a detriment to the game? And how do you deal with that? Being able to address this issue can often mean the difference between a good card game and a bad one. Even the most popular games aren't immune to these pitfalls. Take Magic the Gathering, for example, one of the most popular trading card games of all time. It's not uncommon to find yourself drawing nothing but lands, or conversely, having no lands at all, leaving you with a unplayable hand. On the flip side, randomness can swing in the opposite direction too, drawing an incredible hand, leading you to completely dominate your opponents. While it's certainly fun for the player with the winning hand, it can be less enjoyable for everyone else at the table. So let me tell you how I counteracted it while working on my own game, and the battle I fought against inconsistency. In my game, players compete against the Old God, a collection of cards that present various challenges. Unfortunately, the balance of this deck was wildly unpredictable, often either leading to completely overwhelming the players, or failing to be a challenge at all, making the game unenjoyable either way. But I'm getting ahead of myself. For those of you who aren't familiar with my game, which, let's be honest, is probably most of you, you might be wondering what the heck an Old God is and what the game is actually as a whole. Or maybe you don't care. I don't know your life. I'm going to talk about it anyway. So, in brief summary, here's how the game works. Armies Against Entropy is a cooperative resource management trading card game. Players place cards like heroes, structures, and lands to create synergies for themselves and also their allies. They then move units generated by their cards to enhance the power of the cards that they deem most necessary, all while battling the Old God, a deck of automated cards designed to dismantle the player's forces and serve as the main threat of the game. Now that you kind of have an understanding of the game, let's dive into how randomness became a problem. As I said before, the Old God deck was designed to present various challenges. This deck featured a large number of weaker cards and a few stronger ones. In theory, this meant the players would face a constant onslaught of minor threats, while occasionally encountering some much more intimidating ones. Let's talk a little more specifically though. Typically, the Old God would draw around 3 cards per turn with a total deck of 86 cards, 10 endlings in the deck as the weakest card. This design meant you were much less likely to draw something threatening like 3 Ravengers. The idea is that the Old God would have a nice assortment of cards due to its distribution. At least that's what I thought. However, there were many instances where this wasn't the case, and the Old God either felt pitiful or, conversely, an unstoppable onslaught of destruction. Speaking of unstoppable onslaughts of destruction, you should subscribe. I don't know how those two things correlate, but So what was the solution? Well, this came to me while I was trying to fix an entirely different problem, and that problem was the Abyssal Horde card. This card was a hell of my own making, and the bane of my existence for so many different reasons. But the main one that we'll be focusing on today was trying to solve an issue where it would gain in power every attack. Units were how the player gained power, but we didn't really want a similar mechanic for the Old God because we didn't really want to figure out how these units would be allocated each turn. The Abyssal Horde was somewhat of an exception to this rule, as it stole units from player cards. While this is a cool idea, it kind of fundamentally broke the game. Instead, we wanted to find another way for this card to gain in power using a different mechanic, while still sort of keeping the same identity. We had considered making the Abyssal Horde card duplicate itself with every attack, which could work well. However, that mechanic felt a little more suited to a digital version of the game rather than a physical one. And while I do have aspirations to make a digital version of this game down the line, I really want to make this game more functional for both formats. So the solution was a drastic one. Remember the Endling I mentioned earlier, the weakest card in the deck? Well, we removed it from the main deck completely and put it in its own entirely new deck called the Minion deck. Are you kidding me? Did you ever consider how the Endling would feel about this? Being displaced from its home? What? No, it's a good thing. It helps. Wait, did you gain sentience? Yeah. What of it,
we're good.
Nathaniel? What? No, it's nothing. It's just How? How? Oh, really yeah. I don't know. I can also do this. Yeah. Honestly, I'm not sure whether
Okay.
I should be
Sorry.
impressed or
I completely agree with you. Probably something to take away from it, but it's so unreliable with smaller sample sizes. Agreed. Agreed. That is what I am saying. Also off topic, but this is my Hades update for stream. I think I've grown to love and enjoy Hades so much that every single game and piece of media is worse. Yeah. Jeez. That's crazy. Yay, Hades. I can't play anything else anymore, which might be a good thing since my screen time is way down. Interesting. Well, it is a great game. Great game, great art, good characters. Are you playing Hades 2 now, did you say? I don't know, is this it? Is this the guy? I feel like it doesn't feel like my style with the skull being like skull-like. I don't know. Like maybe it should be like more of like a Sea of Thieves skull. You know what I mean? Something more stylized. That's true. Like something more something going on here. No, I can play Hades 2 while I'm visiting family, but I honestly am obsessed with both. Fair. More cheekbone. Maybe just the bottom half of the skull too. Maybe not the top half. And like less teeth. I don't know. Yeah, we'll go kind of Sea of Thieves-ish style for now. Let me actually have this reference on my actual. Hot take, but I prefer. I can't pronounce her name. Melanie. I don't. There's too many vowels in like just one name. She has more vowels in her name than consonants. Over Zagreus, though I do love both. Melanoy. Yeah. I don't know. Yes. Okay. Yeah, I mean, I don't think Zagreus is necessarily like the best character ever. I don't think he's supposed to be it though either, you know? He's genuine, but he's also kind of like, I guess he is a bit spoiled, you know? She's less comedic, but she's badass, yeah. Some characters say Melanie, yeah, interesting. Inconsistent voice acting. Voice, whatever. Like they weren't all given the same direction. I'm liking this more already. I'm almost tempted to not give it a nose. I think mostly because like none of my characters have noses, so it feels like a better look. I think I'm just not going to give it a nose. I've decided. It has been written. Yeah. Less comedic, but badass. I mean, it seems about right. Honestly, that might even be it. Just like more cute-esque. No. I'm trying to like define the brow, maybe the teeths. I don't like the brow. Yeah, the nose just like instantly makes it less cute looking. Yeah, I still need to play it. I'm surprised I haven't played it yet. I don't know, I haven't really played many solo games lately though, to be honest. And it's not really a game I want to play on stream. I think Maloney also, I like her because she feels a lot more integrated with the world and with the characters offer up than Zagreus, which makes sense since the dysfunctional nature of his family is a big theme in Hades 1. Yeah. Dysfunctional and like people don't even know like really who he is, you know? They're like, I don't know, yeah. I think that's better. Just as far as style goes here. The colors make it look like that Pokemon. I can't remember what its name is. The like electronic one. Do you love Hades 2 so much? Probably. I think the problem is like, I honestly probably shouldn't have bought it for PC. I probably should have bought it for my Switch, so I could just lay down and play it. But like Switch never has sales, so it's like, Which that's something I should have looked for while I was at that convention thing, because they had a lot of like games. I should have looked for Hades. Now that I'm thinking about it. Oh well, or Hades 2 specifically. Although I think it's only for Switch 2, so I guess it doesn't matter. The more you put it off, the better it will feel when you finally play it. Probably, honestly, because I played Hades 2 or Hades 1 so much that it kind of like I just didn't feel the need to play Hades 2, you know. I think I'm just gonna leave that like that. This is it. This is the guy. I'm overthinking it. Here he is. I like him a lot better. I don't know what the background's gonna look like. I was tempted to put more, but I don't know if I should. I think having more in the background is just maybe a you know? I will say one thing they love about these two games is they don't act as replacements for each other. They're complementary. Yeah, that's fair. Makes sense. Yeah, I have no idea what the background should be for this. I guess I'll just start drawing and see what happens. Time to ruin the sketch by drawing it with line art. I'm just kidding. They have their own systems and strengths going on, which makes them feel so different. Yeah. I was curious how they like, because it seems like they don't have like the right click ability, which is like the thing I liked the least about Zagreus's toolkit. And I was like, I'm just not a fan of his like little crystal shot thing. I didn't think it was fun. I hardly ever used it. So I was curious what they did with that, because it seemed like they don't have the same thing. Like she has different abilities. I was really hoping they would make it co-op, though. Maybe the next one. If they do a Hades 3. I never used cast in Hades 1, and Hades 2 I'm not crazy about it either. But I use it more, yeah. I really think there is something to be said about games not having too many actions you can take, because it gets too complicated. And I think there is something to be said about, like, the build you use might depend on how many actions, like, different, like, what actions you should take. Like, or, like, you utilize different parts of your keyboard based on different builds, which is, like, something I, like, feel bad about. It's like, I'm not using, like, half the game. That's something I felt like a lot in, like, a lot of the Souls games. Like, especially, what is it called? What's the one with the lantern? I don't remember. I just can't remember the name of the game. I have to look it up. Lords of the Fallen. There we go. That game, like, had too many buttons. Same with, what's it called? The one that's really popular. And if Anonymous was here, he would give me shit for it, but... The cast is just a circle that does no damage, by the way. Interesting. But there's... A mechanic where you can power up your moves with a resource. Interesting. Yeah, that's cool. You can like empower that ability to do different things. Makes sense. Doing a little bit more close-up view of like the line art on this. It's a little more detailed than the other ones. That's like the closest look you get of this creature, so I think it makes sense. Yeah, ironically, Hades 2 has less buttons in combat, like summons were replaced by familiars, which are little animal friends that help you in every room. Honestly, I think that's a better choice, for sure. Empowered mechanics means the number of moves is doubled with the exact same amount of buttons. Yeah. That is cool. Yeah, I should play it. I don't know. I'll have to adjust the colors once I think it has to be like a line over like the whatever. A line over like this. I've been thinking about playing it recently. Once all my friends get back into League of Legends and they don't hang out with me anymore, I'll give it a shot. I don't think I can get back into League. It's a good game. Everyone's just always so toxic. Not even necessarily to each other. It's just like, everyone's so angry all the time. Can't handle it. I did not release a schedule yet. I was like, did I even do a schedule this week? I made these lines too straight. Scum's learning curve, though, is probably more forgiving than Hades 1, but you'll get the hang of it. Yeah. That's fair. I'm a pro gamer anyway, so it'll be fine. I don't even feel like I've been drawing. I feel like I've just been disassociating this whole time. I love toxic communities because it doesn't really affect me, so I can respond with the most... Wait, in the most surprising ways to the toxicity. I guess, fair enough. What's a what toxic community? The Hades community? Because that seems like it wouldn't be true, but maybe it is. Oh, the League community. Sorry, yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I don't even know if it's like... Sorry, I lost my, the context as per usual. It's not so much I care how, like, toxic the community is. And I really don't even think it's, like, particularly... I mean, it's bad, but it's not, like... The fact that it... I'm trying to think how to phrase this. It's... I just don't want to be around it. That's all there is to it. Even if it... Like, I just don't need that in my life. I understand why it's toxic, because honestly, it's such a team-oriented game that, like, your ally not doing what they need to do, like, makes your life bad. And I get that. And that is why the community is toxic, is because people can't handle the fact that they can't properly communicate with someone and things are going wrong. And there's nothing they can do about it besides their ally has to just do better. Now, of course, people take that too far and just blame everything on their ally when things are going bad, because that's another thing people do. But I just don't need that, you know? I usually choose to surround myself with positive things in pretty much every aspect of my life. And League is no exception. I'm unhinged, I think. I mean, that's it. I'll wear you down eventually, no matter how strong you are, but for me, it can fuel me. The toxicity. I don't know, it just makes me sad and not want to be there, you know? I'm just like, I'm too much of an emotional sponge. All right, Tuna, let's lock in for a second. What's the background on this guy? The Aurora Borealis land? Yeah, but that's gonna get confused with the Aurora Borealis land, you know? I mean, I guess we could. What were we gonna do for that? What was the floating earth chunks? Right, okay. Yeah, I guess it could just be a different variation background kind of deal. Right, which was gonna be Valley, right? Okay, yeah. All right, that's fair. It'll be a more zoomed in version of that. Good call. Okay, I like it. You know what makes me think of Asgard? Asgard. You make me think of Asgard. With your heavenly presence. definitely needs like eye glow. His teeth should be glowing. No. Rocks like chunks of colorful ores. Like real ethereal color vibe. Maybe, yeah. I don't know. We'll see. Let's I think the background will just be interesting. Let's just draw some lines. Let's sketch this out real quick. We want to frame him. I think we just do a ground plane first. He's just hanging out, crawling. And then we have stuff in the background. I don't think we're gonna see too much of the background because it's such a zoomed in view of this guy. I almost want it to be like a chasm-esque thing here, like behind him, like he just crawled out of some sort of pit. So to have a thought for so cool, it's kind of a strategic architecture of a bunch. Umbra is offensive in general, so what's the role of Chaos Fill? Control, probably. Displacement, maybe. Strategist architecture. Strategist, not strategist. My word brain doesn't work. My brain words. Oh, but say this guy's had roles in the military. Well, Well, I remember us saying that Chaos wasn't really like, he was like kind of an outcast in a way, right? Like he wasn't, his goals didn't align necessarily with everyone else's. So that might have something to do with it. Chaos is the court mage. No, I don't know. The loose cannon who doesn't play by the rules. This say So Cool is kind of an architect, but I think Chaos Roll would be kind of cool. Yeah. I feel like by the nature of the old god or old gods, it's like almost like they don't have structure. I mean, obviously they have to have some, but like I almost feel like they're not actually organized as like they're a bunch of multiple armies that don't really work together. Which might be still be that I'm still Hades brained. Yeah, it's fair. Yeah, I don't think they, I don't know if they, I think they made it to, once they made it to Earth, or Aluna, I guess, they kind of just went ham and didn't, I think they all have their own armies. I just don't know if they would really like work together that well. Because like, why are you battling them separately if they're not actually working together, in a sense? Nath is certainly the closest thing to a leader, for sure. I think Neth would definitely be the one that unites, because he is like entropy, and that's like the whole idea, right? I think Bogatet probably plays a larger role than Bogatet, and So Cool probably play a larger role in the invasion than anyone gives them credit for, I guess. Because I think that my idea is like they found their way into the world through rot and decay. So like literally just like the world order of like literally just like things rotting and decaying. They literally found their way to this world through that. They're not good at working together, but Neth forces them to. Bogatet and So Cool could be brothers. Yeah, I feel like Bogatet would be like the weak brother. But also, like, what are brothers to gods, you know? Like, I imagine gods don't necessarily... Well, I guess they could have been created by the same person, right? Which likely would be, like, Neth's children, I guess. right? Because decay and rot feel very entropic. Or in the same place, same time, or from the same parent, right? Like created by a separate god. Because like Neth being their parent makes sense to me. Or even like So Cool as, or sorry, Bogotet is So Cool's son. That could also be an option. Relation does make sense though. Have I been drawing on the wrong layer this entire time? Tuna. Wait, but how? What? Bogotet's a little scoundrel is all, yeah. Oh yeah, thanks. Now you send it to me. But I should save. I'm kind of attentive like that. Yeah, so attentive. You know what? There. Yeah, thank you. I probably need it. Gets my blood flowing in my brain. What are we doing on time? 17 minutes, okay. Stream feels like it's been long, even though it hasn't really been. Yeah, I feel like I think Brothers is a better thing because like I feel like then there's like the comparison between the two, and Bogotet being like weak feels more interesting dynamic, and being like So Cool being the big brother who kind of is a jerk. It's more interesting to me. So Cool being the cool guy with glasses in every anime. True. Believe in the me that believes in you. Wait, hold on. Like this. Don't ask why I have these. Bogotet is the overconfident newbie. No, I'd imagine less than that. Like, not overconfident. I literally meant glasses, but hell yeah. Yeah, no, I figured. I feel like Bogotet's more like... like the one that gets picked on and bullied. Which is mean, but... maybe also overconfident. It could be both. Like, I'll show them. He's the anime protagonist, but he's a bad guy. He's Bakugo from My Hero, but if he wasn't actually good at what he did. Confident in doing his best despite being laughingstock? Yeah, maybe. And then he got everyone into this world, but no one gave him the credit for it. He's also irredeemable, but more redeemable than the rest, yeah. I don't think any of the old gods are redeemable, considering they literally destroyed their previous world. I think these need to be like less one chunk and more like a floating series of things. At least some of them do. Considering they massacred their entire old population. You know, like, I think that's probably as, like, dark as this series gets is the, well, I guess the old god, like, creatures are pretty dark, but I think that, like, the previous world was just obviously completely destroyed by the old gods. But yeah, I like Bogotet and So Cool being brothers. I think Neth could honestly be their father, because that makes sense. Like, it's both it's literally rot and decay is just entropy, but in a more concrete form. So Cool's the jerk that fixes his glasses. Umbra's the strong psychopath girl. Chaos is probably the quiet stoic hermit. Yeah, I could see that. Like, but like, definitely crazy. Like, absolute psychopath. Like, no logic to him. Like weirdly like Yoda, right? Where it's just like, when you first meet Yoda, you're like, this guy's fucking crazy. Neth is evil incarnate leader that leads with an iron fist. Yeah. I could also see Neth being kind of like actually smart too, not just like kind of like I don't know, like, this is probably not even a good reference, but well, maybe you've seen Rebels. Thrawn, I'm thinking, like, kind of like a smart evil leader, you know? Is that too many floating rocks? I think it kind of is, although half of them are probably gonna be hidden by the border anyway. Yeah. Good. Why does it feel like we're missing one? We're not. There's just not that many gods. Or old gods. For some reason I thought I had another female old god, but I think it's just Umbra, right? They're not very inclusive. Why is so Blackridge? We do have another one? Okay, we do. I'm forgetting it. Bogotet? Oh, null. Literally nothing, right? The one we play against all the time. Like, why am I forgetting one? Yeah, null. That's should have been the most obvious one. It's literally the only one I play against. Null is just the very forgettable one that you don't know. Null is truly nothing. Yeah. That's why we don't talk about him exactly. I think he's like the edgy guy, just like sitting in the darkness, right? He's like the character that doesn't talk. Have you heard of, or have you seen Kuro's basketball? No, I have not. Kuroko's. Kuroko? Kuroko. No basket. Yeah, I don't know. It doesn't mean anything to me, unfortunately. The only sports anime I've watched was the Haikyuu. He's basically, his strength in basketball is that he's super forgettable and has no pressure. That's funny. So he's left open to pass the ball always. That's good. I love that. God, I love anime. It's so funny. My superpower is that no one notices me. I'm just really forgettable. It's so good. I love it so much. I feel like our character needs to be a little bit bigger here. Just a smidge. It's a great anime. Even his team forgets him sometimes. Sad. Is he the main character then, I take it? Oh, and he's the main character. Wow. Tuna. We have to stop hanging out so much. I'm at a loss here what to do. Let's see. Let's go grab, I don't know, like this color. I'm like hungry. I guess it is almost noon. There we go. It's already looking better. It's nice to have a dark background for him to shine, you know? I think this is the least we've talked about the like actual drawing itself as we've worked. I think I might do the Aurora, but I might do it in the same colors as he is, but in like up higher, kind of just hiding it. I don't know, I'm thinking for a second. No. It's like really dark. It's not a complicated design, to be fair. Yeah, I guess. I feel like a lot of time we talk about stuff anyway, even when it is, even when it isn't, though. And as far as its predecessors to take reference from, oh, we have all of its, yeah. It's actually so interesting that So Cool, Umbra, and Chaos literally have 1, 2, 4 monsters that turn into a bunch of different cards. Yeah, true. I mean, that was kind of honestly the interesting thing is the predecessor for all that was just the Endling, right? The Endling existing is what kind of sparked that. I was wondering if this is looking too, like, holy, like, you know? Crystal monsters, just different animals made out of crystals, more or less, yeah. Okay, 3 minutes till ad, and then we'll get this guy done. I think we might even get the land done today. We might just do this and then the land. That's why they're so cool. So cool? Tee hee 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 hee. Tee hee 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 hee. Man, we need that So Cool emote, yeah. We do need it. That's looking pretty cool. Dude, I love the, like, X-ray looking glow. Sorry, guys. Had to drop out there for a little. How's it going? Going well. No need to apologize. We are going to hit an ad in a minute, but, well, of course, we'll take a break as per usual. Of course, no need to apologize. Appreciate you being here when you can. Find the right blend mode. I think it's honestly just add and then we just turn it down a lot. Glowing hand skull. It's a cute little baby. It is. Yes, what do you think? Indeed. I'm trying to decide if I fill in some of these areas that are like a little bit. I guess I probably should. What's the, All right, we're about to hit the ad. I'll come back to it in a minute. Like these areas I should probably fill in, you know? Yeah. Anyway, doing the ad. I'll be back in 3 minutes. BRB.
Randomness. It's what makes card games so interesting to play. The simple act of how the player gained power. But we didn't really want a similar mechanic for the Old God because we didn't really want to figure out how these units would be allocated each turn. The Abyssal Horde was somewhat of an exception to this rule, as it stole units from player cards. While this is a cool idea, it kind of fundamentally broke the game. Instead, we wanted to find another way for this card to gain in power using a different mechanic, while still sort of keeping the same identity. We had considered making the Abyssal Horde card duplicate itself with every attack, which could work well. However, that mechanic felt a little more suited to a digital version of the game rather than a physical one. And while I do have aspirations to make a digital version of this game down the line, I really want to make this game more functional for both formats. stats. So the solution was a drastic one. Remember the Endling I mentioned earlier, the weakest card in the deck? Well, we removed it from the main deck completely and put it in its own entirely new deck called the Minion deck. Are you kidding me? Did you ever consider how the Endling would feel about this? Being displaced from its home? What? No, it's a good thing. It helps. Wait, did you gain sentience? Yeah. What of it, Nathaniel? What? No, it's nothing. It's just how? How? Oh, yeah, I don't know. I can also do this. Yeah. Honestly, I'm not sure whether I should be impressed or terrified. You should be afraid after what you did to those endlings. Oh, come on. You've literally read the script yourself. Like you know what's going to happen. I just prefer to live in the moment, actually. So, whatever. Can I just keep reading? Fine, whatever. Okay, anyway, moving the Endlings to its own deck allowed the Abyssal Horde to spawn these cards every time it attacked, enabling the Old God's forces to gain in power with each strike. But the best part about adding minions this way was it meant that it could be used in other applications as well, fixing the overarching problem of the game, allowing the Endlings to be with all their other minion friends. All right, Nathaniel. Stop saying that like it's not your name too. Is it? Yeah, well, I think yeah, I don't care. Let's just keep reading. Of course, the main one was addressing randomness in the game. By introducing a separate minion deck, the Old God could draw from both its main deck and the new deck, providing consistency in its challenges it presented to the player. If you're doing the math at home, the old system offered an approximate 20% chance of drawing a weaker card, like an Endling or Shade, from a main deck of 86 cards. In contrast, the dual deck system guarantees a weaker card is drawn every turn. This change also allowed me to reduce the number of copies in the main deck as well. Oh, see, now you've done it. First displacing the poor Endlings from their home, and now just murdering other cards. Dude, it's just a game. Not to me, Nathaniel. Not to me. But it helps to make the game better. Like, literally, just give me 2 seconds to, like, explain, please? Fine, whatever, just keep reading your dumb script. Reducing cards actually resulted in a greater variety of cards seen each game, with having fewer duplicates. As a result, players consistently faced interesting challenges drawn by the main deck, while still receiving a steady stream of minions every turn. Thanks to this newfound consistency, I could design Old God cards to be much scarier, incorporating much more powerful effects and interesting abilities. We could also change the Old God's Wasteland cards, which previously allowed the Old God to draw more cards from their main deck each turn. By shifting some of these cards to summon minions instead, we introduced a further layer of balance. While minions are weaker threats, they can accumulate and become overwhelming if left unchecked, serving as much better foil to a player's units than the Old God's other cards. Speaking of Wastelands, minions are also a great No, don't leave me. Ugh. Old Guy Beats is so annoying, Needleby. Our dyslexic king unironically said, let's just keep reading. True. Have you seen this kitten? Adorable, indeed. Yeah, I'm trying to decide if I want to fill in this gap here, like these spaces. I think I do. I think it makes sense. I don't know if I really want to be filling them in this way exactly. Yeah, I think it works. I was feeding a cousin 3 cats since he was on vacation. I read that in my head before I read it out loud, and I was like, wait, you're eating 3 cats? And I'm like, wait, never mind.
I read that wrong. Like, you're feeding 3 cats to your cousin? You monster. Maybe I don't like it. What do you think? Do you like it better like this, where it's got like the hollow parts of the bones, or do you like it with all the way filled in? I think I like it hollow. What the heck? What's happening with my phone? Oh, I'm getting called. It's my father. Give me a second. I'll be right back. We're gonna take a smidge of a break.
Randomness. It's what makes card games so interesting to play. The simple act of shuffling and drawing cards creates unpredictable outcomes, providing a unique and exciting experience every time. But what happens when this randomness becomes a detriment to the game? And how do you deal with that? Being able to address this issue can often mean the difference between a good card game and a bad one. Even the most popular games aren't immune to these pitfalls. Take Magic the Gathering, for example, one of the most popular trading card games of all time. It's not uncommon to find yourself drawing nothing but lands, or conversely, having no lands at all, leaving you with a unplayable hand. On the flip side, randomness can swing in the opposite direction too, drawing an incredible hand, leading you to completely dominate your opponents. While it's certainly fun for the player with the winning hand, it can be less enjoyable for everyone else at the table. So let me tell you how I counteracted it while working on my own game, and the battle I fought against inconsistency. In my game, players compete against the Old God, a collection of cards that present various challenges. Unfortunately, the balance of this deck was wildly unpredictable, often either leading to completely overwhelming the players, or failing to be a challenge at all, making the game unenjoyable either way. But I'm getting ahead of myself. For those of you who aren't familiar with my game, which, let's be honest, is probably most of you, you might be wondering what the heck an Old God is and what the game is actually as a whole. Or maybe you don't care. I don't know your life. I'm going to talk about it anyway. So, in brief summary, here's how the game works. Armies Against Entropy is a cooperative resource management trading card game. Players place cards like heroes, structures, and lands to create synergies for themselves and also their allies. They then move units generated by their cards to enhance the power of the cards that they deem most necessary, all while battling the Old God, a deck of automated cards designed to dismantle the player's forces and serve as the main threat of the game. Now that you kind of have an understanding of the game, let's dive into how randomness became a problem. As I said before, the Old God deck was designed to present various challenges. This deck featured a large number of weaker cards and a few stronger ones. In theory, this meant the players would face a constant onslaught of minor threats, while occasionally encountering some much more intimidating ones. Let's talk a little more specifically though. Typically, the Old God would draw around 3 cards per turn with a total deck of 86 cards, 10 endlings in the deck as the weakest card. This design meant you were much less likely to draw something threatening.
Need to talk to the father. Maybe a nose. I don't really want to put a nose. Looks too weird. I tried it and I didn't like it. The moment I met them, I could tell so much about them. I've hanging out with cats too much, fair. Isn't Siphoner's hollow? No, he doesn't even have one. He don't got no nose. Really gotta switch the video before you go on break. At least it's a good one. Yeah, sorry. I went 3 minutes into the other one, at least, but then I had to go talk to my padre. I think I don't like it filled in. I think I like it just like this. This is how it'd be. Yeah, my bad. I thought of it, but I was like, I don't know. I don't think this phone call is gonna be long anyway, so. It was a smidge longer than I expected, but me and my dad are planning on doing dinner at some point this week, and I figured I'd talk to him real quick because wasn't sure when that was going to be. So yeah. Cyber's bones are filled, so they should be as well. Yeah, I think I could do it maybe differently though. I still know. I think the thing I don't like is the teeth being filled, but I feel like if I fill the teeth, it looks wrong. Let me just put it on a separate layer so I don't... Oh, wait. Maybe I can't put it on a separate layer? I guess I can't. I'm trying to decide if I like it less glowy. I don't know, man. I think I like it like this better. I just don't know if I like the teeth filled. I think I leave the teeth unfilled. It looks weird. I think I do that. Some are filled and some are hollow. I don't know. I mean, I think this is fine. The teeth are separate entities. It makes sense. It's fine. The skull isn't all the way filled in its bone, so, you know. I don't know. Nah, I just like the look of it the other way, of this way, honestly. I just think it looks better like this. I think I would go... I like looks over consistency, honestly. In my mind. Here. How do I do this? Just like this. That's fine. These are the wrong color. You can also bullshit your way into being consistent. True, I can just be like, it's cracked because they grow when they're they change when they infest something. They gain more power, which makes their bones more visible. Where's this ground? Sorry, it's just funny. It just popped up. Okay, spore creature looking ass. Where's the layer I'm looking for? Literally the last possible one. No, it's gotta be add, unfortunately. Seems to be a bit more glow right where there's contact. Like the new Wraithlings, they fill with power as they grow. Yeah, true. Exactly. That's what it is for sure. I don't know. I'm trying to decide if I want to put like other little ones in the, like just a semblance of a few in the background. Like, does it add anything? Do I like it? Does the perspective even make any sense? Not really. I think I just call it there. I think it's just good enough. Remember the cannon structure, by the way. Just got an idea that maybe it gains units every time the land it's on generates units. That's kind of cool. And obviously it needs multiple units to fire off its attack. That's kind of cool. Yeah, that's a cool cool thing. I think this guy's just done. Actually, no, hold on. I know what I must do. I'm gonna make the background slightly more boring. Because I think this like chasm looking area just doesn't make sense perspective wise. Just hide our character for a second. And then let's first line art. Line art. Yeah, that's a cool idea. Yeah, I like that better. It just feels more grounded and more, it makes more sense. I don't know. Okay, save. Turn this off. The Aurora looks pretty bad without the border there, but it's okay. Something like Sky would be insane, right? Because it procs so much. Like in Altruism? Probably. Sky's already too powerful. I'm not entirely certain it can exist in the game anymore, but at least as is, but we'll see. Sky might be too good. I mean, it's only too good in the yeah, I don't know. Sky might just be too crazy. Just in general. But that's a cool idea. I like that. So it has more base power, can't attack, and at 3 stacks increases the power of all other minions and monsters by 1. Talking about Wraithlings. Yes. That is the thought, at least. Do we implement that right away? So I basically, I have like an hour left that I can stream. Because I think I'm probably going to be doing something with my dad in an hour. Or do I implement that, or do I draw the other thing? Drawing the other thing won't take that long, honestly. It's just, I can do both. We'll just see how much I can get done. Is this the beta deck? I need to just get rid of that. I need to put this in like somewhere else. I'm not really using the beta deck anymore, which means it's like not something that anyone with a patron can use. So Tebow's getting screwed over. Do we like Wraithling? Is it good? Could it be better? I don't know. Wraithling is perfect. Okay. You don't want to be called a Scourgeling? Thought it looked just fine. Sorry, I meant the name itself. Sounded. Okay. That too. Okay. When it... Let's just pull this over here. What am I doing? Let's actually word it properly. Let's just copy the wording. We're actually gonna have to reword all of these, though, to be honest, because I need to reword anything that says minion in it. Is it just all monsters or all monsters and minions? Canonically, it makes more sense if it's all monsters. I think it's just all monsters. Not also minions, just monsters. Scourgeling would be overdoing it with the Scourge. I was just being a goof because you were so insistent on it. Yeah, I'm just gonna do it monsters, because then we get confusing with... I don't know, endlings could be absolutely insane. It'd also be confusing whether each minion gains it or each stack gains it. Yeah, and if you... Yeah, that too. Yeah, it just gets... There's a lot of questions that gets brought up. Is +1 strong enough then? Should be +2? Although, to be fair, most of the things aren't necessarily worse. Nah, +1's decent, I think. We'll leave it for now. Oh, no attack order. Yeah, I can get crazy. You're right. I mean, +1 could be 5 extra damage if there's 5 monsters out. Three strength is what we said? 3. 3 might be too high, but we'll see. I guess it doesn't do anything. It just sits there. But you need to kill it to kill the old god. So that's the biggest thing. Remember when there weren't minions? Basically, like Wraithlings, they're spreading. It's basically like the Wraithlings are spreading their own damage onto other monsters, so the damage is more focused on fewer targets. Yeah. This is interesting. Okay. Wraithlings are now in. Oh wait, I almost didn't do the thing. Oh wait. I guess I preemptively did something that makes it work. Anyway, refresh CSV. There they are. I like it. It works. Right, yeah, because there's a bunch of blank cards at the end. Okay, Wraithling is done. Which means I can change this to black. I'll put it up here. I'll put it like Caplings. I'm gonna have to reorganize all these notes later anyway, but so the Earth Eater. We only have 3. Oops, sorry, punch the thing. 3 more creatures, 1 more wasteland, and 4 more ruins. The 4 ruins is kind of like up in the air as like how many we really need to do. I did think of, I think I talked about this on stream, but I thought it was an interesting one. As long as cards are in play, or as long as this card is in play, positive death effects do not trigger. I thought that was a cool concept for just like a null ruins that just kind of, maybe it isn't really good in the null deck though. I don't know. It would just be variety. Like we could put it in something else probably. Because the more I think about it, I think I want to not have null have too many annoying effects that are like, this thing sucks. I don't know. It is kind of cool. Also going back to null, do you do you know IX from Honkai Star Rail? I don't think so. It's a neutral god that likes godlike creature who doesn't mean any harm, but its sheer presence destroys everything around it. That's wild. That sounds sad. I think null just also wants nothingness, I think is basically how null is. Null's like, I just like having nothing. Goodbye everything. I think most of the entropy people feel that way. Okay. Let's open Valley. I'm gonna try to like speed run this one a little bit because I need to be out of here by 1, probably a little bit before there. Ideally. Where the heck is Valley? Oh, there it is. I don't think IX is I don't know if it has, if I should, it should pronounce IX or whatever. Anyway, is even sentient. I don't know what that's meant to say. So that could be interesting for Null. He was brought along because his sheer presence breaks everything around him, but he himself doesn't feel or want anything. Yeah, I guess that's probably true. Null could have 0 want or desires. just kind of a blob. Go to old god cards. We're just saving this as okay, quick, what are we naming this? Something like Valley probably would be a good word. Chasm? No. Well, maybe. Cass can be like that quiet kid that everyone is freaked out by because you don't know what he's thinking about. That was me in high school. I can see it. Gorge, Canyon, Depression, Lowland. Scar is interesting. Like spectral scar. I don't know. Verge, Nexus. Scar is more like a chasm though, right? Like than a valley. Spectral scar is sick. Okay. I was like, it sounds cool. I don't know if it makes sense, but we'll go with it. Okay, let me make sure I save that right before I do anything crazy. Okay, we're good. Let's just start by, we can remove all the vegetation. That's just not going to be there. Clouds are gone. Clouds are too cute. They don't belong here. Your cute clouds don't belong here anymore. Let's go Arcane Abomination. I literally think I'm just going to take this background one for one. Right? I mean, you literally can't see it in the other one, so why not? Although I think it will need to be lower. Okay, there's a layer of blue somewhere. I see. Go away. We don't need the... Kind of just doesn't work, huh? I guess it's because it's hiding behind a thing. We might just need to redo it, honestly. Yeah, we'll just do it ourselves. Okay. Implication of the scar is interesting. It can be a chunk of reality that was erased and can only regrow partly, leaving an obvious scar. Yeah. That's cool. I have too many tabs open here. Okay. Should do like the just get rid of all this stuff. What's this? I do kind of like the fog. But I think if I do the fog, it's gonna need to be like less pronounced. So we'll probably move it down. And maybe make it like teal. Or maybe even, honestly, this bluish color. What is this? Nothing. Okay. We gotta lurk to practice personal hygiene. Okay, I believe in you. Good luck. All right, before I go too far, I probably should just redo the line art. Because the line art itself needs to be like broken into chunks. Oh, that tuna's gone. It's time to lock in. Just kidding. I kid. I mean, kind of not in a way, but mostly just because I was trying to lock in anyway. Okay, there we go. It's breaking apart. Let's honestly just do like the entire peak of this, so it's just like it's relatively together, but there's a few chunks. But yeah. What else is going on? How is anyone else who's hanging out here? If there's anyone else hanging out, let's see. Oh, we got a good number of people just chilling. We J chilling. Hope everyone's doing well. I need to I don't know, I definitely I'm feeling boo. You're fine? Oh, boo. Ah, sorry, I understand. I thought you were calling me your boo for a second. I'm fine. Just prep work for chicken butcher time. Ah. Yummy, yummy. Nice. That's good. That's good. Good stuff. Painty, hello. Hi, just dropped by real quick to say hi. Hello, hello. It's been a while. How are you doing? You were moving, correct? I was gonna say, I feel like I haven't seen you stream in a while. I think I'm right in thinking that. Yeah, it's good to see you. What? Boo is a person thing now? It's like calling someone your boo. You know what I mean? Like babe. Yeah, I was on hiatus. Things have been wild since the move. Yeah, no, I feel that. I know that. Yeah, no, not referencing you as a romantic interest. I mean, everyone else seems to do it. Toot. Oh god. Yeah, good to see you. Hopefully the move went well. Hope you're well, Beats. I'm doing pretty good. I think I've finally I think I'm finally getting over some burnout or mental block. I don't know what you want to call it. I hadn't been posting videos in a while, and I think I'm starting to finally get over that. We'll see if it comes back, but I'm feeling decent, so hopefully it stays that way. But yeah, I think I'm doing good currently. I got my mortgage payment in like a month and a half, so that's scary. But other than that, doing good. Yeah, thanks for dropping in, either way. I appreciate you being here. Whether for a second or however long. It's good to hear. I love your emotes, they're so good. Little tortellini. It's also such a good name for a cat. What the heck? Gotta bounce again, unfortunately, but I will put you on lurk though. Thank you, I appreciate it. Thank you for stopping by. It's good to hear from you. Hope you have a lovely rest of your day. Almost as good as Luna. Luna, I feel like, is just so basic though. I'm not saying Luna is basic in any... Luna the cat is basic in any way, but I feel like calling my cat Luna is very common, which I was not aware of, but... I mean, I should have known, but I don't know. You too, yeah. Yeah, good to hear from you. Dry my hands to say hi to Painty. There you go. You may have missed her, but either way. I guess I probably should do more cracks on this area here too. Maybe just like a big old, like, go real ham with it. Even though it's probably hidden by the border. This is the wrong border. Yeah, it's fine. I don't want to do the concrete job tomorrow. I'm trying my best to not say, like, go to work. Because, yeah, it is work and it's my job, but I also don't want it to sound like I'm trying to, I guess this is more manifesting. I'm trying to, be like, this is my job. This is also my job. So differentiating it helps in my brain. All right, there we go. It helps me feel better about myself. That's all we need, really. Okay, this needs to be like darker. And then probably broken up a little bit. Sorry, I just randomly thought of the other day that we raided that guy and instantly was like, oh yeah, wow, I can see that's like the turtle's a husk, or like the husk is the turtle, and I'm like, and then Tuna was like, it took me months to realize that, and this guy realizes it instantly. It was just kind of funny. My other job is my actual job, but this is my job because I like this job. Yes, that's exactly. You get it. It's my other job is the job that brings me money, but this is the job I want to be my job. Is basically what it is. This is what I'm working toward. I've put a lot of effort toward it, but it is not paying the bills. But, you know, here we are. But I think in a way it's important for me to distinguish that. At least for myself. Like, I had 300 IQ. There's no other explanation. How do you immediately tell the connection? I don't know, man. It was so funny, though. I was dying at my keyboard. I'm like, this guy gets in 4 seconds. I'm like, oh, I'm surprised. I think I might need to do like a little bit softer of light, like have more fall off. It's looking pretty sick though, huh? I'm liking it. Okay, let's get the Aurora in here and then we'll go from there. 6 minutes till an ad. To be fair, I have ADHD and I discover furniture in my house I didn't know about years after moving in. That's wild. That's crazy. I know the first time I did this, someone was like, I think it was Tuna. He's like, that ain't it. You're not the, I don't think the Aurora Borealis is it. And then I was like, no, wait, trust. Maybe it was Tebow. I couldn't remember. One of y'all was like, I don't think so, boss. Like, trust the process. And obviously, being here for my whole life since it's my childhood home. There you go. I discovered I have blinds on my windows a couple of weeks ago. Tuna. What are you doing? This isn't behind the... Oh, no, it is. Wait, is it? How is this not... Oh, interesting. I understand now. Gotta do something weird here. We gotta go like this, and then sample the color, and then sample this color exactly, and hit OK, and then turn it to 100%. There we go. That's how you do it. I'm using the wrong tool. I'm like, why is this not working? Must smudge. I think I overdid it with this for sure, but I can un-overdo it. Just let random people on the street watch me before that, there you go. You know, whatever you're into. Yeah, it's too much. So like maybe we go in and we take the eraser tool, go like this, and then kind of carve some of this out. We'll maybe re-smudge it again afterward. Okay, then we do. I hate that it keeps going to the stamp tool. I changed my shortcuts and just didn't. Did I do? I guess I had like more ribbons kind of going on. Does look pretty good though, I would say, relatively. Magenta. I think that might be it. I don't think I need to go too crazy with this one. Oh, okay, yeah. Did that take me like 15 minutes? I don't know. I feel like I did that really quickly. Maybe not. Maybe it took me like half an hour, but still. Well, obviously I didn't like it, but it's an understandable fact of life that people want to watch someone as cool and as interesting as me. I'm not like the other girls, you know? It's true. I guess there's like a few tiny little things I could add to this, but for the most part, I think it's pretty good. Like adding just a little extra lighting on some of this stuff. Erasing some of it that's bled over. And we're gonna add. All right, be back in a sec.
Randomness. It's what makes I'm turning my card-based tabletop role-playing game into a fully fledged deck builder. That's right, a role-playing game like Dungeons & Dragons, but with the deck-building mechanics of something like Slay the Spire. Not only that, but doing so solves a bunch of problems generally experienced in many tabletop RPGs. Hi, I'm Nathan, and this is my sci-fi role-playing game called Soul. Now you might be saying, Nathaniel, you're just making this game into a deck builder because it's popular right now. And to that, I say, you're right. I'd be lying if I said I wasn't hoping that a popular game genre wouldn't help promote my game. But even though that is true, that's not really the reason I decided to make this change. It's actually because it solves a lot of problems in my game. But before I explain why I did it, let's explain what I actually did. To start, I'm going to use an action system similar to version 2 of my game called Concentration. Each point of concentration essentially counts as one action. The exception here is that more powerful cards may cost more than one concentration to use. This is going to be similar to Hearthstone's mana system or Slay the Spire's energy system. A player will start the game with 3 concentration and be allowed to spend it on various cards on their turn. After spending it, their concentration will regenerate when it becomes their turn again. As for the cards themselves, there are 3 different types of playable cards. Basic actions. These cards allow you to perform a simple action, mainly one of your equipped items, such as a weapon to attack an enemy. As a note here, there will be an inventory system where you have separate cards equipped, but that's for another video. Physical abilities. Generally, these are things that can be done within human means, or alien means, or whatever. Something like the Knight's Cleave ability, which makes a sweep attack hitting multiple enemies, or the Medic's First Aid ability, which allows them to heal a target even when it's not on their turn. And lastly, nano abilities. I won't kid myself, this is basically a magic system under the guise of technology. This allows a character to perform actions and go beyond what's normally possible, such as Medic being able to use mass healing, which allows them to heal allies in an area. This also helps to explain older abilities like the DJ Scale ability, which allows you to change the size of other characters' abilities. A player will choose an assortment of these cards from a class or multiple classes to build a deck. Once they have their deck, they can use these abilities in-game, especially during combat. Once combat begins, a player will draw 6 cards and be able to choose what actions to perform by playing these cards and using concentration to do so. Once the card is played, it goes into a discard pile and cannot be played again until their deck is empty. I'm still debating on whether a player's hand refreshes every turn, or if they can retain their cards and draw enough to fill their hand. Playtesting is probably in order to decide which one's best, but let me know what you think. Either way, that's the general premise of the deck building aspect, so let's explain why I actually made this choice. For those of you who play games like Dungeons & Dragons, will likely know this sort of situation. Your party gets into a fight with some enemies, and it gets to your fighter's turn. Your dungeon master asks a fighter what they would like to do, and they say attack one of their enemies with their legendary magic sword. They attack, and then the DM asks what they would like to do with their 3 additional actions. And they simply say they want to attack with their sword again, even though there might be more interesting options that the character might have. This continues until they're out of actions or the enemy is dead. Now, you may blame the fighter for playing the game in an uninteresting or boring way. However, well, they may have other actions at their disposal. Using their legendary sword is likely the most effective option for dealing with enemies. And while it may be true that it isn't the most interesting, you can't really blame them for using their best action they can. We had the exact same issue in Soul, and for that reason we came up with this design philosophy. The mechanics should never encourage a meta or perfect strategy. Players should never be able to repeat an action or a set of actions ad nauseum. And that's where the deck building mechanics come in. At the start of combat, a player will only have 6 cards, likely meaning they won't always be able to perform their best action and have to adapt to what's given to them. Even in the case of attacking with their weapon, they may only have so many basic actions, forcing them to use some sort of other action. Not only is this good for allowing players to have a diversity in actions, but it will also make combat encounters more interesting as a whole. Not only does a player have to overcome their abilities of their enemy, but also adapt to the abilities available to them. Now, this one arguably will have to be tested, but again, you've likely encountered a scenario in other games like D&D where a wizard-type character sits there for 3 minutes digging through their character sheet and trying to find what spell will work in this specific situation. With a limit on the cards, a player will only be able to choose the actions that are in front of them, which should limit their options and allow the game to run a little more smoothly. For our last example, how many times in an RPG have you used an ability on an enemy, or group of enemies, that causes a status effect, like a burn, or poison, or sleep, and have forgotten to apply it each turn, or forgotten which one of your enemies is affected by it? Or how many times has your character yourself been affected by a stat?
I'm probably going to be done relatively shortly, I think. Just because I think I'm going to be going to lunch with my father. And this, I think, is done. I don't think I really need to go too crazy with it. I guess there's a few like little tweaks that I can just fix, but I don't think I need to go too crazy with it. Let's read what you said, though, Tuna. Okay, this is about lore of this place. And in this pocket dimension where matter yearns. Okay, yeah, it says. Sorry, I was like. Sorry, I saw your second thing, edgy writing style. I'm like, wait, is this like you started with and I was confused. This pocket dimension where matter yearns to return to what it once was. Chaos dwells. It gives this yearning a blah, 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 blah. See, the problem is I can't read. It gives this yearning a form, neither living nor dead, as it was never alive in this place. These manifestations of the yearnings go by the name of wraithlings, and like living beings, they seek growth. However, their understanding of growth is selfish and unusual. Instead of consuming, they steal and merge with matter permanently, building larger vessels for them to control. I like it. It would have been cooler if I read it like in a cool voice and like said it good, you know? That would have been pretty sick. Edgy writing style, but whatever. Had this pop in my head in the shower, so I had to write it down. I feel that. I can create a post in Discord server like this for all 3 current gods. Sure, yeah. I mean, I would love any and all information that you want to put in on any of, like, if you want to make new posts, if you want to do any of that kind of stuff. I would love more on the lore side. It just gives me more to borrow from when I finally actually do like the old god card spotlights and stuff like that, or even the player card spotlights too, because I'm like, I can use it as like they're fighting against the whatever, you know, fighting against the fill in the blank. Which those are doing okay. They're not doing great, but I am happy I'm putting them out there. The card spotlights. I'm curious, I posted one on TikTok today. No, it goes out later today. Because TikTok, I think, actually cares about when, like, what time you put the video out, whereas YouTube is just like, eventually it will, it'll... things will find it, which actually something I wanted to talk about before. It was that, like, we were talking about analytics, and it's like, yeah, you could post a YouTube video, but you might not get results from it for like weeks. Like, the video could just sit stagnant for like, I don't know, a month, and then all of a sudden pop off for no reason. So it's like, I don't know, man. It is interesting. So that's another reason analytics are kind of just bullshit on YouTube, in my mind. At least when you're a small creator. I think they don't matter. Or they don't matter much. Not until you start getting views. And it starts with "and" because it's a continuation of my message on the implication of the scar being its name. I mean, yeah, that makes sense. I kind of like... Yeah, no, I mean, it makes sense writing-wise. Yeah. I don't use TikTok, but it's good for discoverability, right? You know? It's fine, I guess. I don't know. I've had mixed results with it. Some of my posts were getting, 1,000 views, and some of them got like 1. You know? I don't know if I understand the TikTok thing. I think some of my videos, like, I think I'd be better off if I made videos for TikTok if I wanted to post on TikTok. Like, I'd have to post videos that were specifically made to be TikToks, following trends and whatnot. But yeah, a lot of my videos getting like between like 200 and 1,000 views, and then some just getting like 1. You know, I don't know. So shrug. Yeah, I don't know. It's fine. Well, when you make a TikTok, it's easy to post it to YouTube short as well. I mean, I do it the other way around, right? I make a video as a YouTube short and then I post it as a TikTok, right? I don't make like a video that is designed to do well as a TikTok and then post it. I do a video that works fine as a YouTube video and then I post it on shorts or whatever, yeah. Or as on TikTok as well. I watch TikToks I put on YouTube shorts. Yeah, but I think there's a different expectation from YouTube shorts than TikToks. Mostly the level of brain rot. I feel like TikToks are much more brain rotted. And YouTube has the expectation of being like more YouTube centric. So it's like, this is an excerpt from like a, you know, a YouTube video or whatever. Some can do well on both, I think, for sure, but mine are more, I don't know, maybe my new ones will do well. I don't know. The Spectral Scar, it's done. I guess more on the YouTube topic. I was one of the things that I appreciated from watching Ludwig's stuff is like one of the times he was just defending like all the people in the background, like editors and you know, cameraman and stuff like that. But one of the times, like, one guy was like, yeah, this editor like didn't follow up with me and then we fired him and blah blah. He's like, well, how much are you paying him? He's like, $1,000 a video. He's like, okay, let me see the video. And then he like looked at it. He's like, there's like 6 camera angles and it's like and it's like a 3-hour shoot. That's like, you know, 6 times what is that? It's like, or like an hour-long shoot or whatever. It's like 18 hours of footage you have to go through, and they're expecting him to do that for $1,000 in a week. And it's just like, what are you doing, man? It's just really funny, the whole like, just the whole conversation there. And I'm like, I feel very validated as like the amount of work I have to put in as an editor. Obviously, I'm not doing much editing for people. It also was good to hear because he's like, his first editor, he's like paid $100 per video on, but then like he now works there, like he gets a percentage of like how much the videos earn, and so now he basically just gets, you know, he makes 6 figures whatever, you know. So it's just kind of interesting. My youngest brother watches so much brain rotting trash on YouTube shorts. Yeah, I guess there's that too, but like I feel like whatever. There are some YouTubers with editors, but there are videos are barely edited. Wait, there are some YouTubers with editors, but their videos are barely edited. You mean without? There's a lot of YouTubers with video editors. It's such a mixed bag. The video editor thing or the YouTube shorts brain trash. Brain trash. You know what I said. You heard me. All right, let's implement this and then I think I'm going to be done. Editing as a job. Yeah. I mean, so is any job though, right? It does make me feel like I honestly, if I just reached out more, I probably could get an editing job. And I'm like, I'm somewhere between like trying to decide if that's what I want and if it's not what I want, you know? I'd be sick to be making a lot of money. But also like, is that what I want to do? I don't know. But with editing, you're trying to match a style and a vibe of the person you're working for, so it's interesting. Yeah. I mean, sometimes though, like it's people just want you to do your editing style too. But yeah, a good editor can match match something, right? Did we write down what this did? No, we did not. Okay, this is called Spectral Scar. Dude, I'm so excited to start working again. I'll finally buy a gaming laptop. Heck yeah. Yeah, I think that'd be good for you. Just based on, you know, things you want to do. Right? Money is nice. Money is great. Yeah. Did you hear back from the people who you applied to at all, or have you applied yet? Or I know you said you found some jobs, but I wasn't sure. Obviously, feel free to not share, but I'd love to hear about it. This is a wasteland. What's its ability again? When an Olga card is drawn, draw a minion. Okay. I'm redoing my resume because my last one my last one in English. Gotcha. Made my last one in English. Understood. Give it a Claude and tell it to translate it. Take you 4 seconds. Though then I'll have M dashes in it. As long as you tell it not, or I guess you can tell it not to. Okay, it doesn't have any card draw technically, like no innate card draw. That's one thing we never did is a land that draws a wasteland that draws one normal card and one minion. I have 2 things included on my resume, so it's not a big deal. Fair. You can put Beats Enthusiast on there. Beats Creations Secretary. Okay, so the thing is, when I'm trying to remember how I use the Old God card draw symbol in a sentence. I guess I do it with respawner. Draw one Old God card. Okay, so it's okay, now it makes sense. It's just the same as any other symbol. When an Old God card is drawn, also draw a minion. I think that's simple enough. We need a strength number, and we need a death effect, whether it's negative or positive. Similar lands. I mean, it kind of depends. Like, for this one, it kind of is like either. We could give it a high. I feel like it's the most similar to Husk, which is kind of a middle ground, but then has a positive death effect. Did we decide what other lands are going into the, let's just take a look. I also want to make it pretty and fancy. Do it. You won't. I'm just kidding. I don't know why. I don't know. I'm goading you like that. Maybe because you're the goat. Chaos. Okay, I did 2 land drawing ones and then Husk. Or sorry, normal card. So it could be slightly higher strength, potentially. Most of our weird, like, utility lands are around an 8 with, I guess, a varying effect depending on how strong it is. Since you mentioned adding that to my resume, I actually have a bunch of small achievements and bits of experience that I'm unsure about adding because it feels irrelevant. Yeah, I'm unsure. I hate actual like job applications. Like I feel like if you're like, it only really makes sense if you're really in the corporate world, you know? Like how I went to a state championship for certain things multiple times. I did a year for programming lessons. Lessons I would include, especially if you got like some sort of certificate for it. But like certain things I wouldn't include, like you might include it as like a skill that you have, like at the bottom, right? Like, you know, programming, blah, blah, blah. Like I know this language or whatever, that kind of thing. And any education, I would say, like, maybe you could say attended whatever school or whatever place for programming lessons. I think that's probably valuable. But I wouldn't necessarily say like unless it's like I can't program so I forgot everything. I don't think that really matters as much as like you have the ability to learn it, you know? Not forgot, but never developed further. And then you just go experience with blah, blah, blah. You know, I think. Maybe. I don't know, because a lot of time you learn on the job anyway. But closest thing to resume or job application I've done is you need a worker, no, later then. Or you need a worker, yes, then put me to work. But farming jobs don't really need applications like that, usually. I think for me, like most of the time, my applications, I worked for such small companies that it's like mostly my portfolio that mattered. My portfolio is what set me apart rather than my resume, right? It's like, here's my portfolio of work I did. Okay, that's cool. You did what you did. You made these props or whatever. Cool. Come on, get over here. You know, it wasn't really like, yes, you graduated from whatever. Cool. It's like, no, it was mostly, it's mostly my portfolio, I think, that did it. And I think same with my editing jobs. It's like, I mean, I'm freelancing though. I'm not like applying to a big company. I know very basic things for certain languages. I mean, you could even just say that, right? Like base knowledge of these languages. I think having like a base understanding, I think is a good thing to put on a resume. You don't have to say expert in this. You could say like base knowledge of, you know. I think that's still valuable. Depending on like what position you're applying to too, right? Like you could have like a oh, I gotta be done soon. Okay, wait, sorry. I would love to continue this conversation, but I do need to be done like 2 minutes ago, but let's quickly get this implemented. What do we think for this thing? Do you think we should, again, most of the ones that are sort of weird utility ones, Husk, Rotten Orchard, Void Hollow, they're all like medium level health, which maybe we just follow that trend. It's basically most comparable to Husk. Husk also has a positive death effect, which is interesting. So maybe we just mimic Husk as far as strength and reward. All right, I'm gonna say this, unless someone has an idea. I'm not seeing ideas, so I'm just gonna say 8 health or 8 strength, and the positive death effect is going to be place one of the old god cards, or the place a monster wasteland or ruins back into the old god deck. Just back into the deck. It's different, it's weird, why not? Okay, I think that's interesting. It's not that good, but at least it... let's say put it back into the deck and reshuffle, maybe? I don't know. That kind of seems like weak, but maybe it's good. 8 is good. Positive death effect makes it, since it can be pretty strong, right? Agreed. Positive death effect feels weird, but it's different, and why not, right? I think about how much card draw is in this deck, it can get wild. Yeah, I guess that's true. But it isn't discarding it, it's just putting it back into the deck, so that's kind of weird, but place a modern of your choice back into the deck and reshuffle. There we go. Of your choice a lot of time is nebulous, but positive death effect there. 8 strength. We got 2 cards done today. That's crazy. God, I really need to change these. I'm like looking for the right word, but it's like, a monster land is what it's called. It's not an old god land. The old temp names are really messing with my brain every time. Honestly, this might be one of my favorite looking wastelands, even though it's pretty simple. It's that or Inferno, I think. Inferno, I think I did a good job remastering, because it looked terrible before. Do you guys remember the old Inferno? Look at that guy. I think I did a pretty good job redoing it. That's crazy. Anyway. It's really not that bad, but it's better now. Yeah, it was just kind of like meh. It's kind of like I drew some fire sprites on top of this thing versus like this looks like an actual forest fire. Okay, this is done. Did that really not work? I thought I didn't have to do that anymore now that I've... sad. I thought I made this easy on myself, but maybe I didn't. I don't know. Hope this works. It might not actually show it now. Did I put it in the wrong spot? No. Let's do this one more time. Okay, in fact, the old Inferno has its charm. Yeah, that's fair. It's very cartoonish. I like the new one better. We have a magenta monster, then what after? Two structures, two ruins rather. There we go. That's a mighty fine looking card, I tell you what. Okay, guess that isn't the shorthand for it. What's the shorthand for Old God card? Old God deck. Ah. OGD, not OGC. Which I guess kind of makes less sense, but whatever, it's fine. Okay. There we go. Yeah, what's left? We'll talk about what's left real quick. I do need to do a... Okay, Wasteland's done. So we officially have 4... Wait, really? All right. 1... Oh yeah, 1, 2, 3 monsters. This minion is done. Nice. One, two, three. This is done as well. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 things left. That is all. 7 cards left until we're done. We'll update this. So yeah, we have the Earth Eater, aka it's a decay deck monster. The Magenta Monster, which we had a bunch of different ideas for, which has similar effect, I think, but it's kind of like Pyromancer but evil. Mini boss for null deck, something comparable to Rift Spawner. We had a bunch of ideas for that. Ruins for chaos deck. We have when the old god plays a curse, do X, so a direct synergy, we don't know yet exactly what. An adjacent synergy when a player plays a spell. It's basically the spell negative effect activation thing. I wrote these two down for null deck. I'm not entirely certain. I do want to take a look at the null deck and see how I feel about it. I think we might have some that we can interchange. But I'll have to keep a better eye on that because I'm not entirely sure how much overlap we have. Like, after my playtest, I kind of feel like I don't want Void Rift to be in this deck just because it's not ideal for beginner players, I don't think. So yeah, Void Rift might be something that we get rid of. But yeah, null deck is the two things I wrote down is as long as this card is in play, positive death effects do not trigger, which is kind of interesting, kind of like an anti-church would be kind of interesting. And then if a card is in play, then secondary effects are inactive, so it'd be triggered effects, unit effects, and abilities. So those are the thoughts. And I think that is it for today. I don't know what I'm doing the next few streams. I had a thought on someone mentioned a good idea for like a stream to do. I know Tebow mentioned like a like an art tutorial stream, which would be kind of interesting. I thought I had like another idea. I mean, maybe I should get a playtest going. I don't know. It'd be good to do a playtest one of these days. Maybe I can figure that out. I'd like to do more, but I've just been like so busy. It's kind of hard to say. But I'd like to plan something different for this weekend. I'm not entirely certain what that would be. Honestly, maybe even just doing a stream improvements stream might be a good idea, but either way. Anyway, y'all, I think I am done. Let me find someone to raid. Oops, this one. It was a good stream though. We got 2 cards done. That was pretty cool. Pretty good. Raid. Trying to see if there's any board game people, which there usually never are. Same category. Nope, no one. Let's just look at art then. We mostly did art today. Anyway, so it makes sense. I do need to get faster at this. I've been getting actually better at like not totally losing my mind about it. Being like, I don't know who to raid. Is this person doing pixel art for a game? Looks like maybe. That could be fun. Old goblin person. Oops, I accidentally closed out of it. I done goofed. Anyway, yeah, I'll be back on Thursday. Maybe I'll discuss with y'all on Discord to see what I should be doing. I think it is good to just like keep pushing and trying to get all of what's it called done, all of the cards done. But then again, if I get it all done, then we're kind of like sitting with, I don't know, whatever it is we have to do. We probably need to do like a stream where we talk about just the balance of stuff and do some tweaking and whatnot. But either way, we'll figure it out. Let's I'll probably be after all the cards are done anyway. Where'd this person go? There we go. Okay, away we go. Old goblin friend, I suppose. Making some pixel art. We're gonna do that. Anyway, y'all. May I miss the whole ending with this call? You did. I'm rating someone. I basically just talked about what we're doing. I'm trying to figure out what we're gonna be doing for the rest of the week. We're close to being done. We've got like 7 cards left, so I don't know if we just keep pushing, get to all the cards done, or if we want to you know, switch it up a bit, but we'll see. We're so close, indeed. And then we also have like a bunch of like tweaks to the game that we need to do, but we shall see. For now, we're gonna raid. I'll talk to y'all on Discord, see if we can make a more concrete plan than just AAE, or if what people want. We'll see. Anyway, thank you for being here. Goodbye. Farewell. Have a great rest of your day. I will see you on Thursday.